of their best wins of the season in a comeback OT victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Bulls were down by almost 30 at points in this game and came back to win it. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun. But first, we definitely got to play that winning intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red, I see.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this dub tonight. The Chicago Bulls pull out a win, an overtime victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Keep in mind, this Timberwolves team came into this with the best defense in the league. Now, the Bulls did have some things in that first half. They were out-rebounding the Timberwolves, things like that. They just weren't shooting the ball effectively at all. When you look at the first half of this game for the Bulls, they shot the ball 43% from the field and 16% from three-point range. In the second half of this game, 52% from the field and 58% from three-point range. They went 10 of 17 on three-pointers in the second half of this game, and that's really what helped turn the tides in this game a lot for the Chicago Bulls. When you look at overall in this game, we out-rebounded the Minnesota Timberwolves by 8 rebounds, which is really good margin there. We had more offensive rebounds as well than them. You look at points off turnovers. The Bulls capitalized 22 points off turnovers in this game. Fast break points, the Bulls actually turned that around 26-13. We won the fast break point. Second chance points, we won that 16-11. And then points in the paint, we won that 56-40. The Bulls won every bit of the gritty stats, as I like to call them, in this game, and that's really helped propel them to this victory. And then when you look at the fourth quarter from Coby White in this game, 7 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from three-point range. That's just in the fourth quarter. Coby White scored 21 points in the fourth quarter of this game. When you look at any other scorer in this game, in the fourth quarter, DeMar had 6, and then Nikola Vucevic had 5. Nobody else scored in the fourth quarter for the Chicago Bulls. Coby White outscored every other Bull by himself in the fourth quarter of this game. And then when you look at it as well, the Minnesota Timberwolves as a whole only had 23 points in the fourth quarter, meaning Coby White in the fourth quarter of this game only scored 2 less points than the entire Minnesota Timberwolves team. That is huge. Coby White definitely stepped up big time in this game, and I got to commend Coby White for the fourth quarter that he did. You got to put the ball in Coby White's hands. Coby White is him. He continues to prove that over the course of the season, and anybody who was doubting if the growth from Coby is legitimate and is going to stick, this is one of those games to watch in a case like this. DeMar DeRozan with 33 points in this game. Nikola Vucevic with 24. He had 24, 6, and 2 in this game, and 4 blocks as well from Nikola Vucevic. And then you look at Coby White, 33 points. We talked about that. 33 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds in this game that he had. He had 1 steal as well. Alex Caruso with only 3 points in this game, but he did have 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks, filling up the stat sheet in a lot of other areas. Ayo Dosunmu didn't have his usual production that we're used to him moving back to the bench. He went 3-6 from the field in this game for only 6 points, but he had 3 assists, 1 rebound, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Torrey Craig with some important defense in this game, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks from Torrey Craig. But overall, the Bulls just got it done. And this is the type of win where hopefully it reminds the fans and it reminds the Bulls of what this team is capable of. Like, yes, you don't want to see the team get down to the deficit that they had in the first half of this game. You don't want to see that, right? But a team that's able to come back in this manner, match defense with the best defensive team in the league, it should reaffirm to them what they can be if you play the right way. That's what it comes down to for the Bulls. We had 24 assists on 45 made baskets. I would like to see that be closer to 30 assists, but it's well enough there. We had 16 blocks as well in this game. Keep in mind, we're not a rim protection team for real. We had 16 blocks to the Minnesota Timberwolves only having 5. We took care of business in this game, and I gotta give him credit. You guys know I'm not a Billy Donovan guy, but Billy Donovan coached a hell of a second half in this game. He coached a hell of a second half in this game. The Bulls came out and they executed the game plan extremely well. I got to give love for them. I got to give acknowledgement for Billy Donovan and how he coached the Chicago Bulls team, because it would have been easy for this game to just ride off into the sunset after the way that the Bulls performed in the first half of this game. This team dug in. They played through the game plan. They played together as a team. And the defense that we had, and shout out to Billy Donovan for that being willing to put Andre Drummond and Nikola Vucevic to combat the double center lineup that the Minnesota Timberwolves run with. Drum had some, it didn't jump out the stat sheet like he did when he was starting in place of Vooch, but Drum had some important buckets, some important stops, some important rebounds. Andre Drummond and Nikola Vucevic made this game work. Now, again, they were facing off against a team that it makes sense to play that lineup, but man, this was a good game, man. And this was a game, if nothing else makes you see red this season, this is the game that definitely needs to do it. This is the game that definitely needs to do it. So love the way that we played. Billy Donovan's strategy, how we guarded. Also, Anthony Edwards in the second half of this game needs to be talked about as well. That goes to that scheme of Billy Donovan that we talked about. In the first half, Anthony Edwards had 23 points in the first half of the game. In the second half, he only had 9 points in the second half, going 4 of 11 and 1 from 4 from three-point range in the second half of this game. That is a direct indicator of how we switched up our defensive assignments in this game. And you got to give credit to Ayo. You got to give credit to Caruso. That's why they didn't really have big scoring nights as well. They played some really good defense on Anthony Edwards in this game. And like I said, not a Billy Donovan guy at all, but you got to give Billy Donovan credit for how he coached this game, man, and how the players executed it. This is what this Bulls team can be. Not going to say they're going to be this every single night, but when people say like, hey, why do you guys still have faith in the Bulls that they're going to be able to do something on the back half of the season? This is the type of win that indicates that, because this team has the ability to do things like this. They can play with anybody. You just got to unlock that heart. You got to do it consistently. And when you do, the sky's the limit really for the Chicago Bulls, man. I got to give so much love to the Bulls, man, and how they executed this game. And Coby White just continues to show that he is a piece for the present and for the future for the Chicago Bulls. And we'll see what that means for how they build the team and things like that going forward. But Coby White has been the bright spot for this team this season, man. And you gotta give him credit for this, man. You gotta give him credit for this. And yeah, man, you guys saw it. If you guys were in the halftime hangout, you know I was down on this game. I was not happy with the way the Bulls performed in the first half of this game. They came back, man, and they just played excellently well. Excellently well, man. Hats off to the Bulls. Let's go ahead and get into your guys' comments. Let's see how you guys are feeling about this game. Benji says, genuinely can't believe what I just saw. What a win. Most blocks since the Tibbs era. Vooch Drum tag team worked well. It did. This was the type of matchup you can run that team together. I got nothing bad to say about it. They made it work. They made it work out there. Shout out to the vets for making it work. What I say, Coby White with 30 points tonight, Haize. I'm so happy we need to play like this in the fourth quarters. Definitely. I completely agree with you on that one. As they were chipping away from the lead in the third quarter of this game, it started to get that feeling like, are they really going to do this? Are they really going to do this? And then Minnesota came back with like a brief run, and it was like, okay, this is probably where they're going to put it away at. But the Bulls didn't allow that. They did not go quietly into the night, and you got to give the team credit for that. That's a little poetry in that a little bit, you know. Big Daddy D, wow, that's crazy there, BKR. Says, clutch against Gobert, beep, beep. Hey, listen, you got to love the way Drummond played today. Drummond played that traditional big man style, man, and it worked out for him. Matthew says, I swear this team is so fun to watch when they play like they have the past two games in the second half. Agree with you. It reminds you of what this team can be, right? We haven't been that consistently, but it reminds you what they can be. And so, you know, it's too much to ask a team to play like they're down every single game, but you just got to unlock that intensity and play with that consistency. And I get it. We're a team like that's led by now Coby White, who's never really been the number one on a team before. And it's going to take some time, man, but got to love the way the Bulls pulled out this win. Shay in the building says, man, my heart almost stopped, but this was a good early birthday present for me. Well, my birthday is tomorrow, by the way. Shay, I know when your birthday is, brother. Shout out to my little brother, Shay. We may still be on this stream by the time your birthday comes in Eastern time. I may go ahead and give you a shout out on your birthday, bro. But happy birthday to Shay. Early birthday, man. You more than deserve it, bro. I hope you're being celebrated by your family. Jay Ahmad says, man, this team, bro, it's a roller coaster being a Bulls fan. And this really brings that all home. It is a roller coaster being a Bulls fan. Ben 10 says, now since I've seen this game, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't do any trades. Man, listen, you shouldn't be, because that was probably going to happen anyway, no trades, but definitely feel you on this one. Marcus Gillespie says, great team win. Absolutely. I think when this team plays as a team, right? And that means the execution part of it. I talk so much about execution when it comes to the Chicago Bulls team because a lot does come down to that, right? We don't have a superstar on this team. So you need to execute as a team to get the best out the pieces. And keep in mind, we're missing Zach, of course, we're going to miss for the rest of the season, missing Patrick Williams, big parts of this team. But when you play as a team and you go through your system, the sky's the limit. And that's what this identity of this team may be going forward, is the fact that it's the sum of the parts outweigh what the individual pieces would tell you that a team is going to be. And that's what this team can be in the future. We just got to see it. We just got to see it, man. God Before Everything says Billy finally made some good adjustments and did some coaching. Hey, listen, Billy, I got it. Listen, I understand it. You know I'm not a Billy Donovan guy, but Billy has done some good coaching since December. Now, it's not consistent in every game because he still is Billy Donovan, but Billy's system works so much better when you have a point guard playing at a high level. He has that now in Coby White. If you notice, when Coby is playing efficiently, the offense looks completely different because that's what really makes Billy Donovan's system hum. And, it is what it is there. DJ Lovelace says, now let's trade Ion P. Will and Carter. DJ Lovelace, shut the fuck up. Like, that's just real talk, bro. It's bad enough you already got the villain. It's not serious. That's my dude. But shut the hell up, bro. Shut the hell up. Go take that negativity somewhere else, bro. Go take that over to the Detroit Pistons, bro. Go do that. Go do that. Beans the comedian says, what a game, bro. This was a roller coaster of a game. But this was one of those games that make you proud, bro, make you happy. Like, this is a fun game to watch. And I would say that if the Bulls would have lost this game in overtime, I still would have said that this would have been a fun game to watch for sure. When's the last time the Bulls blocked 16 shots? The boys were swatting shots. Not since we had Omer Ashik and Taj Gibson and Joakim Noah have we blocked 16 shots in a game. So there you go on that one. Coby for most improved player in the NBA. Completely agree with you there, brother. No, you're not going to get any arguments out of me with that one. That challenge was clutch. And you know what's funny about that challenge as well, Mr. Noid, is that Stacey and Adam said, hey, it's going to be a foul. It's okay. And it wasn't. It got overturned. This is why, listen, Billy Donovan has been using challenges better the last couple of games, listening to Julian Phillips, listening in this case. I mean, hopefully it continues, man. Hopefully it continues. Brandy Nicole says, Haize, what's good, my brother? What's going on, little sis? Glad to have you in here, Brandy. Francie says, fire win tonight. Absolutely. Glad that we pulled this one out. I'm so happy that history will show me believing in Coby White and what he would become. Listen, same. Like, now I got to hold myself accountable. I did think that Coby White was going to come off the bench this season, but I was never someone that thought the Bulls should have traded Coby White. I was never someone that thought Coby White didn't have a role on this team. I didn't see him turning into this. I'm never going to say that. I did not see him turning into this. But Alec Jacoby White has turned into such a really, really good player, man. So, yeah, bro, you got to give him credit for it. Big Diesel says, Haize, do you blame Billy for the Bulls having sluggish first halves and having to fight back in the second? No, that comes down to execution. I'm not saying that Billy's scheme doesn't have a part of it, but to me, that mainly comes down to execution for sure. So, King Jermaine says Billy coached one hell of a second half tonight. He did, bro. And it makes you beg a question of, when we see Billy Donovan not really make adjustments, why that is, because he shows it in games like this, the Milwaukee game, the Toronto game earlier this season. Like, he shows an ability to make adjustments at times. Maybe it's just that the other team, maybe because the Minnesota Timberwolves had that huge lead in the first half, maybe they didn't make second half adjustments, so Billy was able to kind of adjust better to that. I don't know, but it really brings so many questions on why we see Billy Donovan not be able to make adjustments when he coaches a game like this, where the game was all adjustments. It was all adjustments in this game. Questions, big questions there, man. Alex R says, sorry, but I'm just hyped right now. Man, I love watching this game. You and me both, brother. You and me both. We got Deanna in the building. Says Vooch and Drum are both vet big men. Of course, they know how to play off it. That's not that simple, Deanna. It's not that simple. Sometimes skill plays a part. This game, it definitely worked for, and this is one of those teams. The Boston Celtics, probably the Milwaukee Bucks. Those are three teams that you can absolutely get away with playing Drum and Vooch minutes together in, and it worked tonight. Bulls had a change of heart when they found out Kanye's performing at the UC on Thursday. I don't think that got anything to do with it, but hey. Let's see what else we got. D-Dub in the building says, Haize, how the hell did it take Billy a year and a half to figure out that Drum and Vooch can play meaningful minutes together? Let's not act like we didn't experiment. Billy Donovan experimented last year. It was terrible. The minutes that they played together was terrible. It's how you use them, right? So, you're not gonna. This isn't something you can run against every single team, but this was a team that you definitely could win, and it helped. It helped tremendously. By the way, guys, we're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We got 609 people in the chat. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Stop being a freeloader. Hit the subscribe button. Help us get to our goal. Love you guys. That's all I got to say on that one. Oh, man. Billy did a great adjustments the second half. But please, for crying out loud, Billy, draw up a game-winning shot for Coby. I think Kobe's earned it. If nothing else, this is proved. Like, I'm sorry. I got to say this. This is not a knock on DeMar for his career or anything like that. DeMar DeRozan has shown now you can't keep going to him in fourth quarters. Like, it just is what it is. Big part of this win. Big part. But for game-winning shots, he's so limited in that. And Coby's so much more versatile. I would like to see that going to Coby White a little bit more. Vaughn said, I told y'all, man, if I place a bet against the Bulls, they going to win. Hey, place a bet, at least a $2 bet against the Bulls every single time then. Let's Talk Bulls says, it looks like Billy is starting to make changes at halftime, and the Bulls have been coming out in the third with a purpose. Hey, listen, let's hope it continues. Well, we got Memphis on the docket next, if I'm not mistaken. Another game where we can get a win in. So the refs let the game be physical. It benefited us. Gobert soft to Sharman, and Karl Anthony Towns let Gobert get put in a whole headlock soft. That's funny. That's funny. Steph in the building. What's going on, Steph? Glad to have you in the building, brother. Haize, the chat is lit. The chat is absolutely lit. But here's what I'll say. We ain't got not nan super chat yet. We ain't got nan new subscribers yet. What we doing? What we doing? Now, I've seen a lot of y'all over in CHGO Bulls. Y'all be dropping the bag over there. What we doing? My content ain't that good. What we talking about? I'm the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. What we talking about? I don't care about the super chat, but hit the subscribe button, man. Trying to get to this goal, man. That's what I appreciate more than anything, man. Smear 60, my little brother, says good fucking win. Absolutely, bro. Melvin Dort says got to give credit to everyone, and this is the only game this season I can say that for sure. I mean, no, there were other team wins. I think that Milwaukee win was definitely a win where everybody stepped up in their own way. But yeah, this is the best win of the season. I think it's safe to say that this is probably the best win that the Bulls have had this season. The adjustment I mentioned at halftime, he did it. Absolutely, Devin. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Haize, bro, Coby becoming an all-star player right before our eyes. He definitely has arrived, I guess is what you mean there. C-Red, go Bulls. I mean, listen, it's hard to argue with facts, bro. And the results are there. And the results, absolutely. Hold on, wait a second. Coby White he ended up getting an ultrasound after the game. And the ultrasound did indeed reveal he got a little Joakim Noah in. He does indeed have that dog in him. It was proven by the x-rays. Now, we also did do an x-ray on Rudy Gobert, and looks like Rudy Gobert. No, wait, that's not the right one. I messed it up. So there was an x-ray on Rudy Gobert, and it looks like Rudy Gobert got a little bit of pussy in him. It looks like that is indeed the case. Rudy Gobert has been proven now to have just a tinge of pussy in him. Just a little bit. But, I'm not one to judge about that. It is what it is when it comes down to it. It is what it is. My expectations and wagered $1,000,001. Alas, the power of positive thinking via Norman Vincent Powell. Shout out to Andy for Bay on that one, bro. OTR says, not gonna lie, sad we won. I wanted to see Petty Roosevelt. Hey, listen, this is one time you don't have to worry about Petty Roosevelt coming for anybody. So it is what it is. Hell yeah, fucking right. I was settled into a loss when Coby snapped. More confidence for him and hopefully more for Billy so he trusts Coby more to close us out. And listen, I believe that when somebody shows you, like, what did I say with this Bulls team? What I've been on? Show me. It's not about the talking anymore. Show me. And this Bulls team is showing it right now. And Coby White has more than shown that he does indeed have that dog in him. Let give him opportunities in the fourth quarter. Haize, we don't have to act like we're down every single game, but play like we have some goddamn heart. Every single game, even if we lose, we just have to fight every single game. Listen, that's that edge. We got Denny's in the building. $10 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel at any level, my brother. You know I appreciate you. We got Nicola in the building. Says good win tonight. However, I'm worried that the team is still experiencing similar issues. I don't want to say the same as last year. What can we do about it in your opinion? I mean, we do have issues. We're a flawed team. And I don't think unless the Bulls are going to go out and get some more shooting, right? Really shooters that just shoot the hell out of the ball. I don't really expect it to change this season. It's kind of difficult to change that when you have the same roster, but hopefully the Bulls do target shooters next year and maybe some rim protection as well in that. So how Torrey Craig injury is not that bad. Hope Torrey Craig's injury is not that bad. He played good for the team tonight. Absolutely. He played really good for the team today. The real Don P says, LOL, how wrong were we both? It's funny that the Bulls didn't get their asses kicked and Vooch shot well from three. Yep. And that's the way that it typically goes, right? That's just the way that the cookie crumbles. When you bet against the Bulls, every time I started to say it, but I didn't want to jinx it. Every time, well, usually not every single time, but when you're extremely down on the Bulls, they end up playing well. Vooch didn't take a whole lot of threes either this game. He was 2 for 4 from the 3-point range. Maybe that's the key to Vooch. Take less threes and just be more effective in it. So Zay Over says, I'm glad to see people get a chance to play when players are hurt. Unfortunately speaking, but you get the chance to see who you have as a backup and who can come in with confidence and energy. Great point there. Great point on that one. Let's see what else we got. George in the building says, Haize, do you think Billy D should stick with starting Vooch and Drummond for the rest? No. This is not a lineup you can play against every single team. No. Alex Larez says, due to NBA politics, I don't think Coby will win in most improved player this year. But if he continues the style of play into next season and stays consistent, I can easily see him winning it. I mean, I don't like the season that he's having now, even if he were to duplicate that for a full season next year, I don't know if he'd win most improved player. Unfortunately, I think this is the year for him to do it. If they don't, he's going to kind of be overlooked. I mean, I hope that I'm wrong, but Coby's just playing extremely well. Right? And you know what? The fact that Coby didn't make an all-star team this year, that may actually support your argument, because if Coby White keeps the same type of season that he's having for a full season next year and makes an all-star team, I think that may be the end. That's kind of similar to what Maxey did, right? Maxey had a great season last year, but now he's an all-star. And he's stepped up in role because James Harden's out, and now he's probably going to win most improved player. So Marlon Jackson says, damn good win. You're right. It's hard being a Bulls fan. Listen, it comes with the ups and downs, man. It definitely comes with the ups and downs. So Haize with the 17,000 subs. I appreciate that. We've come up on about 2,000 subs since the season started. So we're making our moves. We're making our moves. Zach's trade value now. Listen, that's funny. I mean, if the Bulls keep winning, that trade value is definitely going to be hurt. Definitely going to be hurt. I missed the second quarter and third quarter because I was driving home and came and saw probably one of the best games of the season. The best part, it was against a playoff team. Love it. Haize, own up to your poor read on the game. What are you talking about? Everything that I said happened in the first half. So this is where people just want to be right and just feel like they can stick it to a content creator. Like, the Bulls had to go nuclear in the second half of this game. Coby White scored 23 points. That's not a bad read. Everything that I said exactly happened. The Bulls played much better in the second half of the game. Stop trying to get it. Listen, I know a lot of y'all have daddy issues. I understand this. I also know that a lot of you guys are fighting mental divergence. That's fine as well. But don't come in here with that stupid shit. That's the quickest way to get cooked in this bitch. Don't come in here with that stupid shit. I disagree. We're always adjusting to others. We should play to our strengths, and our bigs are just that. We should take a page out of Minnie's playbook. Nah, it's not going to work. And again, it's just not going to work. No, you shouldn't. Minnie is able to do that because Karl Anthony Towns has become a better three-point shooter. Because Karl Anthony Towns also is a better dribbler. But listen, no, you play Vooch at the 4 consistently, it's going to be a lot of bad three-point shooting nights from Vooch. Subscribe to the man, best Bulls content on YouTube, and I want to get to the UC. I feel you on that one, bro. Let's see what else we got in the building. I'm just happy that the Bulls beat a top team in a game that was half officiated by Tony. Well, keep in mind, Tony Brothers, that's karma for Tony Brothers. Sit his ass down. Like, Tony Brothers got to sit his ass down. Lavelle in the building says, new sub, appreciate that. Anime Vision says, sorry about the new sub. Hey, listen, I said this all the time. I post so much that people think that they're sub to me when they're really not. It's just that I'm just in their algorithm. So I appreciate that, man. As a mate says, Haize, my man, what did I say? This was a game we would somehow win, and it happened. Go Bulls, see red. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Super chat. Hey, thank you for that. CHGO got nothing on you, Haize. Appreciate the work you put in. Thank you for that, Colin. I appreciate you, brother. New sub. Appreciate that, Zay Nation. We appreciate you, brother. Where the fuck did you get them pictures at? Don't worry about it. I always got something in the storage ready to go. Big C Hervos is laughing. Hey, bro, that's funny. El Trapo in the buildings. First, thank you for the super chat, my brother. Let's give Haize some love. When the Bulls eat, we all eat. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, stay with the Bulls. Come on now. You already know. Like, let's be clear here. There's nobody in the game doing the drip game like me. I know Derek from Nothing But Bulls. He got a little drip himself. He's baby drip. I'm OG drip. Like, let's just be clear here, man. It is what it is there. The funny spot says new sub. Appreciate you on that one, brother. Mario P in the building says, it's Thursday at the trade deadline and you're okay. What should we do, sir? Pray, bro. I have no idea. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to the. First of all, Indigenous Fire King says definitely fucks with your channel and the content you create here, bro. You are one of the best channels, Bulls and Bears. Thank you for that, bro. That literally means the world to me, man. I can't stress that enough. Thank you for that, brother. Haize, how you feel about the lingo? Lonzo Ball being back in practice. I mean, it was there. He was there to do the thing. He was there to do the halftime show, and then he stayed in town. So shout out to him there. Matt Leon says, you're absolutely right. Great content. Appreciate that. Andre played good versus Gobert. DeMar was clutch. And listen, DeMar, outside of that game winning shot, DeMar definitely killed it in that game, man. Love when Haize cook motherfucker. Shout out to that's hilarious. That's funny. Bands in the building says Billy coached a good second half, but give the damn ball to Coby with the 2 seconds left in the fourth with the tie game so he can learn now. I mean, I get it, and we all know that DeMar DeRozan is Billy Donovan's safety net. He just is. That's just what he is. And you know, it's unfortunate, right, that he's taking the ball out of other players' hands when he could give them an opportunity. But, you know, it is what it is. Coby's still learning. He still killed it in the fourth quarter of this game. He was the main player in the fourth quarter, and that's a big thing for him as well. Wolves got caught lacking in the third. Haha, glad the Bulls got their shit together. Facts. Completely agree with you on that one. DeMar carried the team to OT and Coby in the fourth. DeMar's not the same, but still got it. DeMar still, listen, he's still going to score in the fourth quarters of games. In the overtime period, he really cooked as well. But it's not always going to, because he's a player that everybody kind of already expects him to get the ball in game-winning decisions, and he's not a three-point threat, things like that. I think teams have kind of figured out, like, okay, if it's a game-winning shot, we know what they're going to do. You start using Coby some in those scenarios, and things could definitely change. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another post-game show here at Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullsCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like we like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all.